Hello and welcome to another Park Rovers Live. We are back. It's been some time.
It's been a bit.
It's been a little bit. How are you doing? Happy New Year. We can't say it's past January.
What's the Larry David rule? The 3rd of January, and it's now the 4th of February. So
yeah.
happy
Well,
2024.
happy 2024. First live show of the year. We were trying to do this earlier. I got a bad cold. We were traveling.
Yeah.
And this is what we have now.
Say it's been an eventful 2024 so far for both of us park-wise.
Yeah.
And that I don't get to say that usually in February.
Yeah. I've already been to Disney World once. I rode a new coaster, a new one in Raleigh, new video up on the channel.
Yeah.
So I already have a new cred this year.
And I have a handful of new credits because I went to Busch Gardens, Tampa. I was in Florida for 14 hours.
Oh, wow.
Flew into Tampa, went to Busch Gardens, flew out of Tampa. Almost missed my flight. That was a real fun time. But finally got to ride Iron Gwazi. Absolutely phenomenal. Not quite better than Steel Vengeance, but right there. It's definitely number 2.
Okay.
And Cheetah Hunt and Cobra's Curse.
Nice. I love that park is Did you go to the Giraffe Bar?
We did. We spent a little bit of time at the Giraffe Bar. And Falcon's Fury was open, so I was able to get that, which the drop tower that
I haven't done that yet. I really want. I haven't done that, and the train that and the Sky Ride, which is now I guess $5 for non-members.
Well, it's free for us, so I don't care. They were testing the Sky Ride the day we were there, but nice. I knew they weren't going to open it because they were still painting things in the station. So
yeah, well, that's exciting. I'm glad you got back there. That's awesome.
It was great. I went with my brother, who I haven't seen in a couple of years, and he and I both hadn't been since 2003. So
yeah,
it's a good time.
But you'll miss the Phoenix Rising credit.
I will.
You gotta go back.
Okay, I'll try to not make it 20 years again because Iron Gwazi is worth it.
Well, I don't know if it's worth rushing down. Anyway, so tonight we will recap the news since last time, and then we're going to do our 2023 recap with our rankings from last year, our most anticipated attractions from last year, and then we're going to look ahead to 2024.
Love it.
Sound good?
Let's do it.
All right. We're going to get into the news.
Ta-da!
The news brought to you by parkrovers.com, where you can read about all of these stories. We try to cover kind of the biggest news that we come across. So we'll kind of skip through since we're starting back in November, where you had Liberty Land USA. This was I don't know. Was this at IAAPA announced, or was the same week as?
It was the same week, but I don't think it was at IAAPA.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What are the stats for this?
I love the idea for putting a theme park in the South Dakota Mount Rushmore area. This is scheduled for completion in 2026.
Yes.
We don't know a whole lot. I don't think we know any new information since November. But they're going to have it's promised to be an interactive living history attraction. So this is exciting. It's got a lifestyle center. Retail.
Have you been to Mount Rushmore?
I have not, and this will get me there.
So, real fun fact: we went there right after my sister-in-law's wedding. It was too foggy to actually see the faces on the mount. There's a picture of me standing in front of this bluff. So it was really disappointing, but there is nothing out there, like absolutely nothing. There's Deadwood, and then Mount Rushmore is a couple hours away, and that whole area of the country, I think, is just pining for something like this. So I really hope it can get off the ground and be something for the people of the Big Sky country.
Yeah. And so the same week we had IAAPA, of course. None of us were there, but we obviously there was plenty of news coverage. So I feel like thanks to Coaster 101 and a lot of channels, I feel like I got a good grasp on all of the train reveals. Top Thrill 2 looks great. A couple of attraction announcements from Kennywood with this fresh cut fun retheme of the bumper cars.
Kennywood's retheming their bumper cars to be potato patch fries.
Perfect.
That wins.
Yeah, and SpongeBob's Crazy Carnival Ride, I have a picture of that. That's opening at Circus,
Yeah.
I believe in the, attached to the Adventure Dome, or so as part of that,
I think it's gonna be part of the Adventure Dome.
that's exciting.
Yeah.
So that'll get me back to Vegas along with the Universal Horror Experience, which I understand has already broken ground.
Building's going up, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yep.
that's awesome. Can't wait to get back to Vegas.
It's been
Uh,
years.
yeah, let's see. I mean, even Disney had an announcement about like their Avatar attraction coming to DCA.
Did we ever learn more about what the Avatar attraction
No,
is?
no,
Okay, yeah, another
no,
blue sky
no,
concept.
no,
Cool.
no, no. And then there were awards. Cosmic Rewind won Best Attraction.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, that's a. I mean, so IAPA will again take place in Orlando next
Yep.
November 18th through 22nd.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and then moving on, we had Knott's Berry Farm giving us an update, or kind of surprising us with this Camp Snoopy update for this year. This was announced in December, so now
Yes.
we're getting close to current day. But this is exciting because they're going to have a new family coaster, and 4 new attractions in this land. So this is big news for Knott's.
But with Knott's being a year-round park, they're up in 365.
Yeah.
If not, like they might be closed a day or two. Like they can open this whenever, August, September, October. They'll
Yep.
still get people in, and then gives those kids something to do when they skip school for a day.
Yep. We'll move on to Universal. Thanks to Alicia Stella, Theme Park Stop, doing some digging.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually a reporter confirmed that
Yes.
Universal's in the planning phase for a UK theme park. So this was December when this came. I think it was right before Christmas when this was announced. This video came out. I highly recommend watching the video. A lot of great work, a lot of great research done on this.
All
This is
of her
huge.
videos are first off, all of her videos are awesome.
Yeah.
But then like to have there's no Disney presence in the UK.
Yeah.
So if Universal can get their foot in the door, I think that's a huge market to tap into.
Oh, I'm ignoring the comments. So it's directly across from the Adventure Dome. Adventure Dome entry is my understanding.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
All right.
So cool. Thank you, DJ Dog. So then we'll move to Disney.
Speaking of
the same day that Universal article came out, we got an announcement from Disney about the new Little Mermaid show.
Mm-hmm.
This building has been vacant at Hollywood Studios. There was a lot of rumors it was being taken down and potentially. Anyway, we got confirmation.
Beauty and the Beast sing along. Is that
no? This was a mermaid show.
Oh, okay.
And then it closed for COVID.
Okay.
And it hasn't. It's one of those things that just hasn't reopened.
It's just still sitting there. Gotcha.
So exciting! They're going to reopen a mermaid show later this year. So not huge news from Disney, but it'll be good to have additional capacity at that park. I think it needs it.
Yes, that park just needs everything that's there is really good. It just needs more there.
Yeah. I mean, it needs a lot more, but this will help. This will help.
Yep. Shows are people eaters.
Sticking on Disney, and this came out a couple weeks ago. The Disneyland Forward project is moving forward. A lot of details on this, but this is originally this was kind of like we weren't sure. This is a long-term plan for Disneyland.
Yep.
So we weren't really sure like how serious it is. Also, they name attractions, but those are all like hypothetical, since this plan, reaches years into the future.
And now, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is like an expansion of Disneyland proper and DCA.
Yep, it's within the existing acreage of Disneyland, so it's not in it. It's just they're getting permission to expand within their current area. So they're so I don't know the technical details here, but this is huge for Disneyland.
But it also wraps around hotels and stuff too. But it goes under road. I feel like they could make this a third park.
Yeah.
easier than connecting it to the other. I'm not in
Yeah, I
charge.
mean, they didn't say yeah, they didn't suggest a third park, but the
Yeah.
level of attractions they could add with this plan,
Right.
essentially amounts to, additional capacity for a third park, but,
Yeah.
they don't have the acreage to support that for sure.
Or the infrastructure, probably.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
All right.
Yeah. Um,
Speaking of third parks.
the the big news to break last week, Epic Universe. I was just listening to the Disney Dish with Jim Hill.
And he
The
talked
one.
about Epic Universe?
Oh yeah, well that's yeah. They talk about Universal all the time.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, so we got a lot of details on Celestial Park, which is the Main Street USA of Epic
Mhm.
Universe. It's like when you walk in, that's going to be the part it's going to be at the central area, and you can go
Right.
to these different portals. So you
Right.
can go to Nintendo World, you can go to Dark Universe themed off Universal Monsters, you can go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, which is
Ministry
themed.
of Magic,
Yeah,
at the whole
yeah,
thing.
yeah. Sorry. And you can go to the How to Train Your Dragon. So again, Alicia Stella's work on Epic Universe and
Yes.
scouting that out is all spot on. We knew
It
about these lands years ago,
Yep.
but it's exciting to see this confirmed. One detail on the Disney Dish that I heard tonight,
Mhm.
as soon as it hit my feed, you see that hotel.
Grand Helios? Helios Grand? Yes.
Yeah, so we got the name for the hotel, the Grand, the Helios
Helios
Grand. You're
Grand.
right.
Yep.
You're
Yep.
right. I don't know why I doubted
I
you.
screwed it up already. It's all right. It's all right.
But you see how it sticks up here.
Uh-huh.
So they're gonna be able to use that for projection
For
shows.
projection. And then the pond behind it is gonna
Yeah,
have, like, a little, like, peninsula
yeah.
for, pyro.
It's fantastic. Yeah,
It's I have, like, I I will proclaim that I am the universal guy of the 2
mhm.
of us. Um, this makes me want to move down to Florida and get an annual pass for Universal,
Wow,
like, when this
wow.
opens. I am so excited for the concept of this and the availability of it. So first, I mean, Super Nintendo World is just awesome, and I really like Harry Potter, and Dark Universe looks really cool, and apparently that
Yeah,
ride inside the manor, the Frankenstein ride is supposedly to be like awesome,
yeah.
and Starfall Racers looks great, and How to Train Your Dragon also, like, that looks like a great, like, all of this looks like we want it to.
Mhm.
Um, I see very little wrong with this. I think it's going to be a home run. I think it's going to be crowded beyond belief, which then just lets, Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios, be a lot lighter and a lot easier. So, but no, it looks absolutely amazing. I can't believe that we're getting a park this big and grand opening all at once, and it's
Yeah,
only a year away now.
yeah.
So,
This is huge,
mhm.
and
With room to
we
expand too,
this is like
easily.
once every decade or two. Like we don't get a park like
Yeah.
this.
Well, it's been
So
what, 25. I mean, Islands of Adventure was the last true
yeah,
park to
yeah.
open in Orlando.
Yep. Yep.
So,
The one funny thing I want to, before we move on, one funny thing.
mhm.
You watch that 7-minute video.
Yes,
They say that Celestial Park. So again, that's the land you enter in.
that's the
They
spot in the middle. Yeah.
The quote is they're putting the park back in theme park,
Yes.
meaning green space and water and yeah. And there's like a Disney. I believe there's a Disney interview where they said the same thing about Celebration Gardens and Epcot, the same exact quote. They
They're
put the
putting the
park
park
back
back
in
in theme
theme
park.
park. So I just wanted to,
So they are copying Disney. I knew it. I knew
yeah, this is
it.
carbon copy of Disney's. No, this is phenomenal.
Just to follow up on that, I know there's no, like, true competition between the Disney company and, Comcast Universal. Um, but things are looking bleak for Walt Disney World here in the next few years.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
like
we'll
there's just
see.
nothing happening.
Yeah, it's hard to. I can't. I've seen the chatter on Twitter
Yeah.
X, and there's no comeback for that you can say as a Disney fan. Disney has a nostalgia factor for sure,
Oh, and always will.
and always will. And they obviously, as long as the brand stays strong, they have a huge market with families.
Mhm.
But beyond that, I mean, we'll see what happens at D23 this year. We'll see if they're holding anything back.
If it's not concrete, then I think it's just gonna be another swing and a miss like the last
Mhm.
couple, 3 years have been.
Yep,
So,
I think you're right.
yeah.
And then final, and to end on a sad note, I wish I should have just flipped this so we ended on epic.
But
Um,
this broke Friday.
yeah, yeah, I wanted to post it
This
on
is
Friday, but
news.
I was
Yeah.
at Busch Gardens yesterday, so
Okay.
we posted on the site today about Lakemont Park. Hopefully, I mean, they could do serious fundraising if they from theme park fans, from coaster enthusiasts, to
Yeah.
get this back up. But it is a tough park to get to, so I
It
understand.
is.
Yeah, low
I've been
ridership.
outside of it, but it was, November,
Yeah,
October, November, so
sure.
nothing was open.
Yeah.
Um, but hey, they're putting the park back in Lakemont Park, okay? They're going back to nature. They're going back to the city park that we all
Well,
want, with no rides and roller coasters, including the oldest one operating in the
I
world.
mean, that's the optimistic view on this, is like they're getting what the core of the park right,
Right.
and they'll figure out the amusement area.
I
So,
I don't think that Leap the Dips is operating at Lakemont Park anymore. There's a chance that it might
ooh,
get bought and moved,
hmm,
but I don't see it operating in Altoona, Pennsylvania
hmm.
or anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, I,
Sad as that is. So,
yeah. Well, uh, yeah. We'll see what happens.
yeah.
I don't have a way to transition out of that.
I wish
Um,
that wasn't the case, but
yeah. So we're going into our 2023 recap.
yeah.
This is our next segment, and then we'll follow up with our look ahead, and then we'll kind of wrap after that. So if you remember last year, maybe you don't, but
I
we
do.
did. Yeah, we did. We had a bright idea to do a ranking of things we're looking forward to, things we'll actually maybe experience.
Right.
So we both. I'll just go to the next slide. So we both did these rankings of
Mhm.
stuff we think
Mhm.
we'd get to, and I got to 9 of my list, which I
Oh,
feel
good job.
great about. Yeah,
Good job.
I did not get the Fiesta Village at Knott's. I could have gotten to Knott's, but I would have jam packed my Disneyland, Southern California. Well, I went to Universal. I went to Universal and Six Flags as well. So I
Yeah.
really didn't have time for Knott's. I could have squeezed it in, but it wasn't really open at that time in
Well, and
April. Yeah.
without Montezuma
Mhm.
opening,
Yeah. That was the other thing.
that's probably a big factor in your
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, so I had, I'll do this quick, but I had Nintendo World as number one. I was like, I don't know how anything can be better than that. And then I had Tron, Dark Coaster, Big Bear, Fiesta Village, Aeronautica, Air Force One. I threw in Dollywood's Heart Song Lodge. I know that's weird. I like
I mean,
resorts.
it's
I like themed
weird.
resorts. Yep.
It's, but it's there. I mean, it's connected to an amusement park, a
Yeah.
theme park.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, via
It's an
bus, but
attraction in and of
yeah.
itself, but
And then Journey of Water at Epcot, and then
mhm.
Pirate River Quest at Legoland. So my actual ranking, I ended up Air Force One just blew me away.
Yeah.
So I, the fact that you can go to Fun Spot America Atlanta and there's no wait for this coaster.
Ever.
That's my understanding. And there,
Right.
like when I went, there was like I could just ride it as many times
Yeah.
as I want, and it's a walk on.
Mhm.
That is a phenomenal experience that made it my number one. And I know you haven't done it yet, but it is,
I have
and I
not, but
can't compare it to other RMCs that you've done, but
how many times did you ride it that one day?
I want to say like 6 or 7. I lost count. I didn't need to ride every seat, but
No,
I
but
definitely rode it enough to where I was like, I'm good. I got a good feel for this. I
Mm-hmm.
I had a
Mm-hmm.
hard time pulling myself away because I needed to get back to Six Flags, um, but yeah, it was fantastic. So
Now, would
Nintendo.
you
Oh,
would you say that Air Force One is better than anything at Six Flags? Not knowing your Six Flags Over
yes,
Georgia rankings. Okay.
over Georgia, yes,
Yeah.
easily,
Okay.
easily. It is the best coaster in that area. In Georgia? Yeah, in
Got it.
Georgia.
Interesting.
And
Okay.
so Nintendo World dropped to number 2. It's crowded in Nintendo. It's small.
Yeah,
The
that's
theming is out of this. Well, I don't want to use the word world again, but the theming is fantastic. So it drops to number 2 because it's crowded and it's like hard to play the mini games. There's ways around that, right? And I'm sure
yeah.
the crowds will dissipate over the years, but still the level of theming had it at the top.
Hmm.
Surprisingly, Aeronautica I put at 3
Okay.
just due to the theming. Carowinds, like this is a fantastic land. I'm
Yeah.
included like this includes like all the flat rides, and Terminal A, the bar restaurant.
Well, does it? I mean, is it to the same level as Jungle Expedition at
No,
Kings Dominion? Better.
Jungle Expedition is better, but
Okay.
this fits with Carowinds,
Also true.
and yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know how I would have done this differently if I were Carowinds,
Awesome.
and that says a lot. So,
Yep.
um, I mean, you could, well, I know a few things I would do, but, but for the area they worked with, I think they did it really well.
That's great.
If they were to expand, I have ideas. So Heart Song Lodge, I put at 4. That is fantastic. I had a great stay there,
Hmm.
2 night stay. Um,
Better than Dreammore.
yeah,
Okay.
100% better than Dreammore.
Okay.
And then let's see. Okay, so Pipeline surprised me. I
I
didn't
would say
even rank that.
you didn't have that on your list, and I
I
and
didn't even
I
have it on my
I
list.
I said that 365-ish days ago that
Sure.
Pipeline was going to surprise people.
Yeah. Um, and then yeah, so then I have Tron, Big Bear, Luminous, Journey of Water, Dark Coaster.
All
Um,
right.
that's it. And we'll go to your list.
All right. So my list going into 2023 was I had Wildcats Revenge at the top, Pipeline, Surf Coaster, Dark Coaster, Boardwalk and Cedar Point, Villain Con, Minion Blast at Universal Studios, Area Force One. I had an outside chance of getting there. Aeronautica Landing, similar. Like there was one trip that if it happened, Atlanta and Charlotte were going to be there. Big Bear Mountain at Dollywood, Adventure Port at Kings Island, similar to Aeronautica Landing, I would assume, and Spinvasion at Kennywood. The Kings Island Kennywood trip didn't happen. That's going to come up this year. The Atlanta Charlotte trip didn't happen. That might happen this year. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I will say most of my anticipation was accurate. Wildcats Revenge was the number one new for 2023 ride that I rode last year. It's great. It for a good chunk of the year for a good chunk of time was my number 2 RMC. It's
Mhm.
dropped down to number 3, having just gotten on Iron Gwazi a couple weeks ago. But they're very similar coasters, but they're also not. So like Wildcats Revenge is great. Similar to Area Force One, there have been times that I've been there that I've been able to ride it pretty quickly. And
Mhm.
then there have been times that have like they've had a decent wait, but it's still with the lineup that Hershey Park has, it spreads out really well, especially now that that's in the back of the park. Um,
Yeah.
I,
We had flip-flop Tron and Big Bear, I noticed. You had Tron below Big Bear. I put Tron above just because I think the theming and the
and
yeah.
I would I bandied those back and forth. And I
Mhm.
ultimately I liked like I went with
The
the
longer ride.
if I could only ride one ever, I would do Big Bear over Tron, but it was
That's
definitely
fair.
3 and 3A for sure.
Sure. I do wanna do Villain Con. I've listened to many interviews and the details that went into that. Seems
It was exactly what I thought it would be.
yeah.
It was fun. I only got to do it once when we were down for Horror Nights.
Mhm.
Um, and I enjoyed it. I think it's great that anybody can do it. Um, and it's I think it's a much better attraction than outdated Shrek 4D was. Um, But
Cool.
yeah. And then the Hershey Great Candy Expedition, which is Great Candy Expedition, which is at Hershey's Chocolate World. Got to do that, was invited out to do that.
I forgot about that. You had a great video on that too.
Yeah, no, and that was a great attraction, and the kids are bugging me to get to it, and I'm like, all right, cool, we'll do it. I didn't get to Adventureport and Aeronautical Land and Air Force One and Spinvasion on Cedar Point.
I did Spinvasion. I put it as an honorable. It's aggressive. It's a one and done.
But it looks aggressive, but that's what I enjoy.
Yeah.
And I threw Horror Nights on there because I know Horror Nights is different every year, but I got to it this year, and I had a great time there.
That's tough because you could have picked it's tough.
I could have thrown all the houses in there. So,
cool.
Also did Born but I know that Born wasn't new for 23. It was new for 22.
2020. Wasn't it 2020?
2020.
Thought it was like
it was the first time I did Born.
Yeah.
Born is by far the best. The most
amazing.
Technical theme park show. It was amazing. Blew me away. So
100%.
Just had to throw that out there.
All right, this was fun. So we're gonna do the same thing for 2024. Move into the look ahead, and I want to pull in. I was
gonna say pull him in.
All right,
pull him in.
Greg,
pull me in.
Pull him in.
You are in. Greg, Park Rover Greg, making his debut on Park Rovers Live.
How you doing?
I'm a little bit nervous.
Oh no, don't worry. We got one viewer. Some people will watch on the replay.
We get a few on the replay. Yeah.
It's just us chatting. So what we've done is for this look ahead, we've gone and ranked our 5 most anticipated attractions that we think we're gonna ride.
Mm-hmm. Have a good chance of riding.
Yeah, have a good shot at it.
Or experience.
I'd say 2024 is a little light on the U.S. parks. There's a lot of stuff overseas I'd love to get to. So unfortunately, I don't plan to travel overseas at this point. So no. I don't think those are going to make it.
Quick check ahead though. For 2025, can 1 through 10 be all the different things in Epic Universe, or do I have to diversify?
That's interesting. I don't know. We'll have to think about that. Maybe we'll just have a separate list of things we're looking forward to at Epic Universe.
Outside of Epic Universes. There we go.
So my list, Cedar Point, I hope to get there this year. And I can't think of any other attraction that would top it. So I put it at number 1. Number 2, I put Loch Ness there. I'm really looking forward to. I was at Busch Gardens yesterday. I'm really looking forward to the theming aspect of this. They're gonna have the Loch Ness monster pop up out of the
water there.
The Rhine River, I guess they call it.
Is that brand new?
That
happened before.
I don't think they had an animatronic or anything coming out of that. Now, one thing they are adding back is the effects in the tunnel.
The fog and
lighting effects.
Yes.
And then they're also adding brand new theming in the queue.
Mm-hmm.
So this is pretty extensive. They've completed the retrack premiere. I think, as far as I can tell, everything's done. And so
it looked done right when you were there yesterday.
Yeah, I think maybe some painting, but I don't know. It's hard to. You are pretty set back, so I can't really see.
Yeah,
I didn't bring my binoculars.
And I'm sure that bridge is closed, right? Down. Bridge down.
You can't even walk down there. And they put like picnic tables blocking you. Anyway, number 3, I hope to get it to Adventureland this year, and they're reopening the underground, which I have never ridden. So I've never been to Adventureland. I've been to Des Moines, oddly. But so I'm looking forward to this because I understand it's themed. I understand it's like a dark ride combo.
Is it like thing. Fire in the Hole, Blazing Fury type of deal?
It's nothing like that.
Oh, okay.
That's maybe now it will be.
Okay.
But
I put it at number 3 because there's mystery to it.
There you go.
Before the rebuilding, it was basically just like a dark ride on a roller coaster track.
Okay.
Very slow. I don't even know if it was 5 miles per hour.
Yeah.
I think like it's a train ride through it.
Yeah,
it's a dark ride.
It definitely is skews dark ride, right? And I love dark rides, so it's my number 3. Georgia Surfer, we got the name recently.
Yeah.
That didn't make our news because it's like I thought it. Yeah.
Okay, so
an obvious name.
Somebody else posted this too. I swear they announced Georgia Surfer like in like December.
Yeah.
Unless that was like maybe one of the finalists.
Well,
but
so I work at a software
company.
And we distinguish between a launch and a release.
Okay.
Where the launch is like marketing
Uh-huh.
and the release is just a push, and nobody knows about the release unless you talk about it. Gotcha. So I don't know. It could have been possible. Anyway, I put number 5. I put the Savannah Sunset Resort and Spa at Six Flags Great Adventure. Hope to make it back. This looks ridiculous, and I want to experience it.
Glamping on the Savannah.
I love the Savannah. I love Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. So I hope to experience this. Okay. We got DJ Dog said it was a fake release. Okay. Cool. All right.
Thank you. So I'm not going completely crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I know Stillwell thought the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So, okay. We didn't get the official name till this week. Okay.
All right. Cool.
I believe that. All right. So that's my list.
All right.
We'll see how it changes. Who's next?
I have a little bit of overlap. Looking at what I could realistically get to this year. Yeah, I'm going to actually work bottom to top. Loch Ness Monster is my least favorite roller coaster at Busch Gardens, and that includes the Grover coaster.
Wow.
I have ridden it 3-4 times. I have not enjoyed it pretty much every time. I appreciate it. It looks really pretty. I just don't like it. So I'm really hoping that Premier can fix it. I wish they had new trains, but they don't.
How rough was it before this?
It was, let's see, when I rode it like 7-8 years ago, it was okay, bearable.
Yeah.
When I rode it, 2-3 years ago, it was, to me, it was bordering like SLC roughness. Like,
I see that. It was pretty rickety.
And that's the thing. Like, there's not a lot of laterals. It should not be that rough.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hopeful that we get what was originally intended.
Yeah.
Hope to make it to Kings Island this year. I haven't been in almost 20 years. Kind of a theme of this next year. So Snoopy Soapbox Racers, those Vekoma family boomerangs look great. This one, Good Gravy at Holiday World, I'm sure is going to be fun. But those just look like good rides that everybody can ride. And I'm excited to make it back to Kings Island. Iron Menace at Dorney Park should be fun. I like dive coasters for what they are.
Yeah.
Give me, if this runs 2 trains and it has a 45-second, ride time and they can just pump them through. I would like a little bit of theming on the ride, but it isn't necessary. But
are they adding theming in the land? I don't know. Maybe I haven't been following this.
The queue is supposed to have some stuff, and there's rumors that like the station will have like something as you're dispatching, kind of like Baron at Efteling.
Yeah, I haven't been watching the Menacing Minutes.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
They're only a minute, Andrew. Come on.
I don't have time. No, I'm excited about that. That addition. It seems like it fits right into the.
And it draws in from Bethlehem Steel was
exactly
literally right there. Like
the storyline. I remember reading the storyline. That looks awesome. I don't think I'm going to get to Dorney, but I like the pick.
Yeah, they put thought into it, and I appreciate that. Flash Vertical Velocity at Six Flags Great Adventure. I have sitting at number 2. I'm really, really excited for how this giant. It's not a boomerang, but it is a boomerang. It's like a next generation. I want to call it a shell coaster. It's not a boomerang, in my opinion.
Yeah,
because I put those in a different world.
I had to look that up because it has the same name as the Six Flags here.
Yes, and it's completely different.
Yeah.
So it's a Vekoma giant next generation boomerang. So there's one open in China, I believe. So you can go look at video of it. It should be a great ride. I really question whether Six Flags Great Adventure can handle getting more than 300 riders an hour on it, because I've had some really rough days lately at Great Adventure. So I hope that it doesn't come back and bite him in the butt. But it looks like an awesome ride once I finally get on it. And then I'm with you, Top Thrill 2 at Cedar Point. I was super anticipated the original Top Thrill Dragster back in 2003, and this looks like a necessary change. I don't think it'll be as good as Top Thrill Dragster, but it'll probably be a more complete ride. So and dropping vertically 300 some feet, depending on that backward spike, that can't be a bad thing. I don't care what anybody says. Getting launched backwards 100 miles an hour. I don't see it being a letdown.
Yeah, I wanted to, Matthew. I'm with you, and that's why I ranked on my ranking. You'll notice it's number 2. I'm looking forward to the effects and the queue. Dustin is skeptical.
I'm skeptical but hopeful.
And then DJ Dog, we'll get to Greg's rankings, and then we have Creeches as well, who's not with us tonight. But I went to Great Escape last year. I don't think it's really hard for me to get to. I just don't see myself getting there. I would love to. I mean, I'm really happy they're getting Bobcat, and the trains look great. I don't think I'm getting there, so I didn't put it in our. We didn't put it in our rankings for that reason, just because we're not probably going to get there. So you're seeing Northeast parks because, well, we're on the East Coast.
Yeah, I'm Baltimore based.
Yeah, I'm in North Carolina, so the travel is kind of restricted based off that. All right. With that, we'll go to Greg's list.
Yeah, I'm pumped about same number 1, but I'm worried about am I going to get on it this year? How if you go to Cedar Point though, the line for that 3-4 hours, how long are we going to be waiting for a Top Thrill?
I don't think it'll be that much. I mean, I will tell you, in 2003 I waited 4 hours for my first ride, and I waited 6 hours later in the summer for front row. So
Buzz Bars is going there too this year, or July, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. The Buzz Bars, the coaster club.
Yep.
The best one.
The best one. Yes.
A lot of my picks are just based on parks that I'm excited to go back to or haven't been to. So Good Gravy, I think it'll be cool. It's a good family coaster, or good looking family coaster. But I'm just pumped to go back to Holiday World, because I the one time I went there, I only got to go on each coaster once. So I want to just go on everything there again, and hit the water park, because I haven't been to that at all.
I love the Good Gravy construction updates when they were like showing the can. I was like,
it was very detailed construction of the can, and then the lighting inside of it. I was impressed.
My third one is just same as you guys, like East Coast stuff. So Midwest stuff, something that's close, that's going to be new. That All American Triple Loop. It's been 2. I think actually back to COVID that was supposed to be operating, and so it keeps getting just pushed back and pushed back. It's I forget what company it is.
Is it Schwarzkopf?
Schwartz, yes.
Yeah.
It's been at several different parks. It's one of the traveling coasters that's going to stay at Indiana Beach. So it's nothing really like groundbreaking, but
Schwarzkopf's are good rides. I'm down with that pick.
Yeah.
Then 4, Loch Ness Monster. Never been on it, so I've refurbished or not. Yeah, it's still gonna be. It'll be new to me.
Classic.
Along with everything at Busch Gardens.
Don't listen to Dustin. Don't listen to Dustin.
It is a classic. I'm not arguing that it's a classic.
It's better than Grover.
Is the Grover
not currently?
Is Grover there the same as the Tampa?
Oh,
version?
If not exactly the same, it's very similar.
Yeah.
I haven't done the Grover in Tampa, but
I have, as I'm a credit hound. But I think it's about the same. I like the pick of Lightning Rod.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll just be able to get there. I know that's not like a super popular pick, I've never been on it, so I
Me
missed the
either.
launch. Oh yeah. Oh, I thought both of you guys have been there.
I have been there. My first time there was this winter, and it was already down for the changeover. So
I've been to Dollywood 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
So I've ridden both versions of Lightning Rod. It was sadly under construction, the lift hill last time I was there. So I got to ride Big Bear, of course. It was my Big Bear trip, but I missed out on Lightning Rod, which is I missed out on it one trip prior as well too. So
but you did it. You have the credit.
So I love this pick. I mean, this is gonna, assuming this fixes everything, all the operation issues with Lightning Rod. Great for Dollywood. Tampa Rovers is better. Thanks for the confirmation.
Appreciate that.
All right, cool. And then we have Creeches. Creech joined our channel recently. He's a Park Rover Creech.
I'm not booing Creech. I'm booing his number one.
Yeah. So I guess I'll run through it. We'll go 5-1. So we have Georgia Surfer.
Okay, I was on yours.
I'm good. I'm Shrek's Hut.
He didn't put Troller Coaster even.
That's the meet and greet like within the new DreamWorks land.
That's the assumption. Yes.
Okay.
Where you can meet Shrek and I'm hopefully Donkey, because if they took Donkey out of where the Shrek 4D was, like we need a Donkey in the park somewhere. So if they're moving him over there, I'm cool.
Okay. And he's getting back to Holiday World, so he's got good gravy on his list. Top Thrill 2 at number 2.
Yep.
With Penguin Trek at number 1. Let's roast Creed. He's not here to defend himself.
So you're picking a B&M family coaster that takes a slow jaunt through a penguin aquarium? Is that like,
that's where you end
legit?
Up, yeah.
If I had SeaWorld Orlando on my like itinerary at all, Penguin Trek probably would have made it on my list somewhere. I don't think over Top Thrill 2. But no, that looks like a nice fun coaster. And like, can we just talk about how SeaWorld Orlando has added 6 coasters in 8 years or something? Like it's insane how much that park has grown recently.
It's like a family man's answers.
Listen, I got 4 kids. I feel you.
I love SeaWorld. Yeah, definitely has earned its did they give themselves the title of the coaster capital of Orlando?
Orlando, yes, because Busch Gardens Tampa is the coaster capital of Florida. I don't know how I don't know which how they determined that in the big SeaWorld meeting, but I'm sorry, United Parks.
United, yeah, I didn't post about that
meeting.
The SeaWorld is renamed itself to United. Well, not the parks will stay named SeaWorld.
Yes.
That's why it's like kind of confusing. The parent company.
Next year, we're going to have SeaWorld parks under the United brand. We're going to have Cedar Fair parks under the Six Flags brand. It's a confusing time for us coaster friends.
Yeah, let's just pretend this isn't happening. We'll figure it out. Yeah.
Oh, is that? Yeah, no, that make. Do they still with?
Yeah. I'd have to count.
We're getting close. And do they have better coasters?
Ooh. SeaWorld Orlando versus.
I mean, I'd probably say that Tampa has better coasters.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. It's getting tough.
It is though. Like it's definitely more of a horse race than it was a couple years ago.
I mean, just with Gwazi and Cheetah Hunt combined and Shikra, like.
But Mako and Manta and Pipeline.
Cobra's Curse. I don't think.
No, I'll still pick Tampa, but it's a lot closer.
Yeah, it's getting close. I don't think Penguin Trek pushes them over. I mean, I'm glad that they recognized that, because they had the dark ride. I did do that dark ride. Did you do that, Dustin?
I've been to SeaWorld just this last year, so.
Well, the trackless dark ride I think closed for COVID. I did it. And it was like an original storyline.
It was something.
It was. I thought it was okay. But I think guest feedback was that it was awful.
Which I'm sorry, any dark ride that gets you out of the Florida sun can't be awful.
That's what I thought. I was having a great time. I was cooling off, and then I got to see penguins, which did not smell great, but at least
But
I got to see them.
Yeah.
Nobody was forcing me to stay watching the penguins. I could just leave. But it was a trackless dark ride. I thought it was cool. I guess maybe I think there was some like operational issues as well, potentially.
First
it,
trackless dark ride in Florida, yes.
Yeah. So so Penguin Trek is a step in the right direction, but
yes. But not number one, not over Top Thrill 2. I would put it below Good Gravy, honestly. But
yeah,
maybe they're just listed in random order.
We'll ask Creech later.
Let's hope.
So
he might be off of work now. Hold on, let's see.
So when you made this list, did you mean, or maybe just put it at put Top Thrill 2 because it's Top Thrill 2?
Yeah, there we go. It's the second version.
I don't know.
So it's at 2.
Shouldn't your number 4 be at number 1?
Again, if it's true donkey, roasting kids outside of ET and Roller Coaster, I'm down. That's my number 1.
All right. Well, this might be a short and sweet Park Rovers Live. I guess we can just talk quickly about our plans coming up, which I actually have to look at a calendar to see mine.
Somebody
else can go before me.
Hershey Park opens March 29th. I don't know if I have anything before that.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I was planning to potentially go to Jamaica to get some creds there, but you're not supposed to travel there right now. So my plans have been adjusted. I do plan to get to Busch Gardens again. I was there yesterday, so there'll be a new video, a new vlog coming this week. Whenever I finish editing. And I hope to make it back for St. Patrick's Day festival. And then Food and Wine is after that. But Carowinds in March, when they open up, hoping to get there. And beyond that, I can't look that far ahead. I know I have Disney World for, I always go for the festivals. So I'll be there for Flower and Garden at some point. I know I have a trip in March, but I might cancel that and just do the April one for Flower and Garden. My favorite festival at Epcot.
Flower and Garden.
And Gardens is there. So I'll ride that. So that's as far forward I think as I can look. What about you, Greg? Kind of cold up there.
I have access to nothing right now.
Yeah, Greg in the Chicago area. So do you have some indoor coaster like SBF Visas you could ride?
Any Jeepers up there?
I did the one I randomly found like a month ago at a family center.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do plan. I have tickets to return to Hershey.
Okay.
The day I went in the fall, it rained, so they did the return policy thing. So I have those tickets. So I want to do a return trip, a dual trip to Hershey, and then also to Busch Williamsburg.
Okay,
awesome.
I have some friends that live out there.
Yeah.
Well, you have to hit up Six Flags America on the way because you can't miss it.
They're gonna have. When does that? They have that new themed land too.
I would like to go there once, just to go there once.
Yeah. So. I think I mean, I didn't put that on my list, but I
was going to say that they have they're updating their SLC. They have a Zamperla Nebulas. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. When you go to Busch Gardens, let us know. I'm still a few hours away, but I can,
Park Rover meetup.
Yeah.
DJ Doug says you got a good amount of indoor coasters, so you got to get to work, Greg. You use the coaster count map and find yourself all those SPF Visas.
Well, there you go. You've got a list now here.
Some family coaster.
Yeah. DJ Dog has all the info for you. I could look at a coaster count. Yeah. So you got some work to do. Hershey Park, I was looking at their calendar. They don't open till late March.
March 29th is opening day, but then they're open every weekend. From there on, and I think they start daily. If not Memorial Day, the week.
Oh yeah, Memorial Day.
Okay.
I finally pulled it up. Yeah, Memorial Day is cool.
So my goal is to be there. I'm on spring break that week, so I should be there opening day this year.
Yeah, we'll see if I make it out. I don't plan on it, but I do want to ride Wildcats Revenge.
It's amazing.
See. Yeah, we'll see.
Intense.
Yes. Yep.
Cool. Well, I think that just about does it for tonight. What's we're under an hour.
Under an hour, which is rare.
and we rambled a bit. So thanks everyone for tuning in to Park Rovers Live. Thank you for everyone that joined and was commenting. Matthew, DJ Dog, especially. Anyone watching the replay, thank you for watching. And for Greg and Dustin, I am Andrew. We will see you next time. Look for a Busch Gardens vlog this week. And
have a good one.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Yep.
All right. See you guys.